All right. Welcome everybody. We are live here on twitch.tv/Perry Von Vicious. And we are doing some BeamNG today. Doing some old school monster truck racing. Always a favorite. Hopping in, using some of these old school trucks, taking them to some old school monster truck tracks. And we got a lot to pick from here. Right now I think I'm gonna stick with Langley. For those just joining, I'm kind of in training, I guess, because I'm going to be in a creator clash racing tournament here. I'm going to be qualifying, gosh, I guess next week, with a custom Perry Von Vicious monster truck that I've yet to have my hands on. I believe I get it by the end of this week, is what I'm told. I think. Um, really excited for that. Should be really cool. Hey, Rise in the chat. Welcome. But yeah, it should be really cool. I'm very excited. I've really enjoyed these old school monster trucks and the folks at Beam Motorsports. Hey, speaking of, they're in the chat. Welcome, guys. Beam Motorsports hanging out. They've been so cool, helping me out, designing the truck for me, and I'm really looking forward to qualifying and hopefully getting a time where I can make it in and race with them in their big the creator clash, as it were. Hey, Cody Brooks, welcome, my friend. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the old school trucks here, and we'll pick a good one out here to take out on the course. Here we go. I mean, really, the truth is when you get in here, there are no bad trucks. Like these trucks rule. This is the most fun. They're bouncy, they're old school, they're weird. It's the best. Okay, Rise with Nikki. She's driving, so she's getting the audio. Don't let her watch what I'm doing. She needs to focus on the road. um, oh man, I don't think I'd noticed that they had certain versions of the trucks on the tractor tires before. In fact, I feel like there's trucks here that I've never noticed before. Like I feel like every time I open it up, there's so many to choose from. Hey, Joey Nails, welcome. Yeah, sup, Nerfs. I like Nerfs better than nerds. Doing RPM. That's right, doing supply runs for RPMs. Yeah. RPM this weekend is gonna be awesome. And hey, how about Godzilla coming up in September? We got the announcements just starting to leak out now. First match was announced just a little while ago. Johnny Robbie coming in from the West Coast to go one-on-one with the God Queen Delmi Exo. Uh, when I tell you I am so psyched for the lineup at Godzilla, you don't even know yet what they have planned for that show. Rip and Delmy, it's no secret they're the bookers for Pro Wrestling Grind, and they have outdone themselves. Um, all right, let's pick a truck here. I know I saw Cody's in the chat. Let's see. Okay, B Motorsports says I'll get you your truck probably Sunday evening. Awesome, guys. We may see the new truck as early as next week on a stream. Got contacted by a wrestling publication to license some of the grind photos. Oh, that's cool. What publication? I'm interested. Are they photos of me? All right, we're gonna. I saw Cody in the chat. If Cody has an old school monster truck he'd really like to see out on the track, let me know. Um, Right now, I'm kind of looking at Kyosho Big Boss 90 as a possibility. I was thinking maybe just showing off. Oh, Smash Chuckle says Quicksilver or bust. All right, Quicksilver. It's oh this is your truck. That's right. You're in you race in the okay Crimson Crusher from Cody. We're gonna do Crimson Crusher will be our number two. I put out a wrestling list every year. Oh, it's one of those. Well, I know I'm probably not on that list this year. Um, there is a application process for that publication. and I never remember to put my info in, so I'm never on those lists. The last time I was on, I'm just gonna say it's the PWI 500. The last time I was on that was 2011, where I ranked 492. So pretty good. All right, we said wait, hang on, it's Quicksilver. Quicksilver is what we went with, which I'm guessing is up in the up in this area with the creator trucks. Oh boy, we got Quicksilver 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm going with 2. 2 looks very appealing to me. Smash and Chuckle. You race on the Beam Motorsports series, correct? I believe you are one of the folks I've seen racing in the YouTube series. All right, checking out my controls. We're good. All right. Let's break this guy out here. I like the look of this. This is very like classic early 90s. Oh, you're also one of the commentators. Okay. Beautiful looking truck. Yeah, really nice classic design on this. All right, and I believe our starting line is down the other end. So I'm going to take us down to the other end of the track here. Oh, and okay, I know who this is then. And designed my truck. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that, and I love at the end of the track we got the big 76 sign like King Kong crashed into, or I guess crashed past. He crashed into a bunch of other stuff. I believe he just kind of went past one of those signs. All right. Oh, oh yeah. Rye, you gotta, especially with the old school trucks. They're so much fun because they have that feel of the 80s and 90s where the trucks just bounced like crazy. They didn't have lock differentials, so it's really hard for them to save themselves if they were gonna crash. Um, so really cool. All right. We're doing some not strict time trials here. I'm trying to get fast on this track, and obviously with this layout with the big hill in the front, you got to get up and over that quick, but not air it out because you got to get on the throttle to get over the cars. And then just like in the Penda Point series, we have that no man's land between the two sets where you got to get right back in, you got to get it to the floor and get up and over. And old school monster truck rules, of course, you have to have both tires hit the front of the obstacle. All right, let's. I gave it way too much over that first jump. Oh, I'm gonna get eaten alive in these races. Oh no. I got folks from Beam Motorsports watching. They're all embarrassed by my performance right now. That's all right. We're just getting started. We're just kicking off. I you know, look. Uh I've I've done a lot of playing this game, and I don't claim to be good at it. I just claim to be a big enthusiast. All right, we're lined back up again. Lined up enough. Oh, yeah, we can line up better than that for sure. I know. I had the privilege last summer of driving the identity theft ride truck when the All Star Monster Truck Tour came through Maine. And then the very next week, I opened Beam and pulled out the identity theft truck and took it out, driving it around, and was surprised to learn that Chuck, the announcer, was in the chat and was furious at me for the way I was driving. All right, here we go. Let's give this a shot. All right, nice and controlled up and over. Oh, geez. Okay, all right, come on, line it up. Line it up now. Oh, no. Oh, we are all over the place. This is not a great run. Okay, okay. All right, all right. Let's try that again. We're gonna come back around here. Ooh, I must have done something to the truck because it is drifting hard to one side now. Don't love that. We're gonna hit the old refresh on the truck here. Yeah, we can line up a bit better than this. B Motorsports says, yeah, seems about a normal run for Quicksilver. Shots fired in the chat. All right, we're lined up. I'm gonna, yeah, having some iced coffee at about 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. That's pretty standard for the stream here. I got to caffeine up because when I get off this stream in a couple hours, I still got to go down in my basement gym and get hit the weights for the day. All right, we're as lined up as we're gonna be. Let's all right. Now that's a better up and over there. Oh no. Oh, we are all over the place. I'm not. Oh, and we blew a tire. Not great. All right. All right. That's all right. That's why we have these practice runs. Smash and Chuckle says that stupid looking backlash truck gets carried lining up against me when he racks. Or against me that he racks. Shots fired left and right. Okay, you know what? We haven't tried this other lane. Maybe that's what we need to do here. All right, let's oh, one of the neighbors running their monster truck outside. The 3 second penalty. Oh no, we're getting timed. Adam NX67 is here to time me. Adam, thank you for being here. It's good you're here. These are good practice runs for me as we come into the and Beam Motorsports will correct me on the exact term. I keep calling it the Creator Clash. It is a community clash. Is that what it was? Is community something was the name of the tournament that I'm ostensibly entered in here. Uh, and call it an adult life of head trauma, but I'm forgetting the exact name that we gave it, and I should have had it written down before I got started. Um, oh, I did get it. It's Community Clash. Okay, perfect. Adam NX67, thank you for getting me the timed runs with Quicksilver here. Again, I am in training. This is focused training. We're gonna get good at this before I have to qualify to Smash and Chuckle or Beam Motorsports, who I know are in the chat. Qualifying is next week. Am I remembering that correctly? And then round one is the following Saturday. It does look as though I will be able. I had initially, when talking to those folks, said I might have a problem with that Saturday. It's 10 p.m. on that Saturday, and that is the Saturday of Rip Bison and Delmi Exo's wedding, where I am more or less serving as best man. And thankfully, their wedding's at like 3 in the afternoon, and I only live 15 minutes away, so I am certain I'll be home. So that ends up working out really well. All right, we're lined up. We're ready to go. I've rambled enough. Here we go. All right, nice controlled up and over that front. Okay, this is a much better run. Oof, rough run on the truck here. Hey, Mr. Man says you got your roast or speech ready for that? Uh, let's see, next Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Top 16 advance to the main event Saturday night, September 6th at 10 p.m. That's right. And I will be watching the Discord to know what particular day I am seeded into for qualifying. I know that you all got a lot of people signing up for the event, and that is awesome. I'm so psyched. Mr. Man says, "How are y'all doing?" I'm doing good. As far as whether or not I have the speech, the judges are looking to make sure it was a legal run. I think I got both tires up and over. I think I was good, but I'll let the judges make the call. 19 signed up. That's huge for the community race. That's awesome. All right, we're lined up, and as soon as we get an official time on that last one, we're going to take another one here with Quicksilver. Probably do another one after that, and then we'll swap over to Crimson Crusher. That was one that was requested in the chat. Getting caffeinated up. Got to hit those weights tonight. You can do it whatever day you want. If everyone wants to get in on Monday, that's fine. Oh, well. We'll have to see how I'm feeling Monday after my big match Sunday with Jay Freddy going one-on-one title for title, RPM Best of the Fest champion versus the Pro Wrestling Grind Grand Champion. One of us will take both belts this Sunday. We'll see. We'll see what's left of me physically come Monday. I might need a day before I hop in. Both tires were up and over at the end. It looks like that we'll call it a legal run. 10.25 seconds. I feel pretty good on that. All right, we are lined up again, and we're gonna take another run. I know Adam NX67 is ready with the old. Oh, we can hold 20 in the server at once. Wow, you could get everyone in on one night. I know Adam will have the stopwatch ready and rolling. So here we go. Okay, that was much more controlled. Feeling good about this. Okay, that was a solid run. Kept everything, two tires on everything. Got it laid down nice and flat. Not too much bouncing between obstacles. I feel pretty good on that. It'll be interesting for me to hop in on one of those servers on early next week, as I've never done any multiplayer in Beam ever. I've never joined a multiplayer server. I got my multiplayer stuff set up, so I should be good for it. I've never hopped into one, so that's going to be a big first time for me. Okay, yeah, 10.01. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, that cut I fully cut almost a quarter second off of my time there. Feeling good on that. All right, we are going to break out Crimson Crusher, as that was requested in the chat. If anyone has a request for next vehicle after that, I will take requests. I believe I know Smash and Chuckle and Beam Motorsports are both here. They know a lot about the Perry monster truck that'll be released ahead of the qualifying, probably this weekend. And maybe they could direct me toward, of all these trucks, which one they think is the most similar. Ah, okay. That's a good call, Adam at X67. Pink Pony Club with Clydesdale. We'll make that one next in the queue, and we'll go with Crimson Crusher for now. Oh, and it's always a tough choice between 85, 88, and 90. 90, we're probably going to get the most speed out of it. 85 to me is sort of the classic. It's a beautiful look. If you're hitting in the nines on this track, you should be okay. Ooh, I'm getting close. Adam NX67 says we'll play 85. I agree. Yeah, I imagine I'll have a good time. All right, I consider this lined up enough. What is on the hang on. Something funky on the Crimson Crusher body, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, we can there we go. All right, we're as lined up as we're going to be. Hey, Bobby Gilbert in the chat. Welcome, bud. We're lined up as we're going to be. Let's see what we can put down for a time with Crimson Crusher. It's a heavier truck with those big, heavy dually tires, too. So we'll see. All right, here we go. Ooh, slow start, but easy to control. Love that. Ooh, wild at the end there, but managed to keep it over. Smash and chuckle. Thank you. Oh, okay. The duels may be jacked up right now. Hey, Nicobean's coming in with a fresh subscription. Subscribe to Tier 1 for 8 months. Thank you. And welcome to the chat, my friend. 5-button recenters the camera. Shout out Smash and Chuckle. You can tell that, like, even though I've done hours and hours in this game, I am a very casual player. When I very first got the Beam Motorsports mods installed, I took like an afternoon before I went on stream just so I could figure out how to hitch the trucks to the pull sleds so that I could do the old Return of the Monster Trucks course. And I tell you, it took some work to figure it out. When you're looking that up online, it's not the easiest thing to find an answer. All right, let's. I'm gonna try. Oh, it does recenter the camera. Oh, what do the other buttons do? Oh, oh, ah, I gotta have the Beam crew in here keeping an eye on me more often. Okay, Crimson Crusher got a 10.94 on the first run. Not terrible. Oh yeah, I bet filming a whole episode of that had to, because you guys do. Okay, if to the other folks in the chat here, and to anyone who's watching this when I upload it to YouTube later, if you haven't seen the Retro Revolution series that the folks from Beam Motorsports put out, it's like watching an 80s or 90s monster truck TV show. The production is wild. It's so good. And you get a little bit of like the you get to see some of the fun of driving these trucks in the game because it's not just that I'm a bad driver, I'm bad at video games. I am both of those things. But it's also that these trucks are hard to control, and that's sort of the very nature of this era of monster trucks. All right, we're gonna take this run. I know Adam NX67's keeping the time for me. Shout out Adam. And here we go. All right, nice and easy up over that first hill. Oh yeah, these heavy trucks. Boy, these heavy, much older trucks really are just unstoppable the way they roll through stuff. I felt really in control of that. I'm gonna bring us back around and line us up. Oh yeah, Cody sent me this earlier. If you were starting a 3 truck monster truck team and all the trucks have to start with the first letter of your name, what 3 trucks do you pick? And it can be really hard because not every letter really lends itself to a ton of monster truck names. All right, I know we got Clydesdale up next on the queue here, so we're gonna pull up Clydesdale. 11.15 on an old, heavy 80s, mid 80s truck. Not bad. Are we talking custom names or real life ones? I believe we're talking real life ones. That was how I took the challenge. So, like, for me, I believe I chose Playing for Keeps, Predator, and hang on, I have to actually look at the message I sent Cody on Instagram earlier so I can see what my other pick was. Right, Pony Express. Pony Express, Playing for Keeps, and Predator. And then my runners up were Plane Crazy and Power Wheels Bigfoot and Prowler. It can be hard because not all the letters really lend themselves that way. All right, so we are headed down for Clydesdale. There we go. And we got Clydesdale and Clydesdale 2. I think we're gonna go with Clydesdale 2 here. Oh, I did have a question on this for the Beam folks since they're okay. That's right, Bigfoot, Barefoot, Black Stallion. You got an easy pick. I actually just met Mike Vaughters and Mikey Vaughters for the first time like 2 weeks ago. They had their crew up here racing. It was really nice to meet them, having grown up watching Black Stallion as a kid. Bobby Gilbert says Bigfoot Brutus Backdraft. Also, all great choices. A lot of B names in the chat. Cool that there were no repeats on your top lists, though. Well, I guess Bigfoot. But I mean, come on. How do you not, right? So, to the Beam folks who worked on the design for this, both the Clydesdales do not have the grill on the front of the truck. Was that an active choice? Was that a limitation in what you had to work with from the bodies? Uh, because I can't recall if that's how Clydesdale looked. I feel like Clydesdale definitely had the grill. Oh, just like in real life, says Smash and Chuckle. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm just it's one of those things where you see a truck body that always looks a certain way, and then I'm kind of just Mandela affecting it. Bobby says no one will see me after October 14th. What's October 14th? Pull some really old one. Aces High, All American, and AMPM Boss. The All American truck was a cool looking truck. AMPM Boss was a good one too. Oh, and Aces High, that beautiful the car, right? That's the one with the huge blowers. All right, we're replacing with Clydesdale. I get distracted. I start yammering a lot. Need to do up the proper headlight covers. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Alpine Clydesdale's a really late leafer. It's trying to shed as much weight as possible. That makes sense. Hey, hey, based. Okay, Base Larock is here. We got Scotty Larock is here. So we're gonna switch maps. We're gonna get into the figure eight Louisville course, which I believe has a different name in this game. Let's see here. Where there it is. Oil X Raceway. But it is absolutely the Louisville figure eight. He's Crimson Crusher I had out on the track just a minute ago. I got a whole bunch of old school ones. Scotty, you are gonna lose your mind when you see some of the old ones that I got here. The roster is really crazy. Yeah, War of the Monster Trucks. Return of the Monster Trucks was my jam as a kid. Probably the reason that I have the Perry persona at all was Return of the Monster Trucks. All right, let's pull up the old school trucks here. 274 of them. We got a bunch of the community creations. These are for the online crew that do the Beam Motorsports races. But as we go down here, you'll start to see All American. We got some of the awesome Kongs, a whole slew of Barefoots, Barely Tame. Big Bear was a classic from the War of the Monster Trucks era. Okay, Smash and Chuckle, that makes sense. We got a crew of the Bigfoots. We got Black Stallions, Clydesdales. We got Carolina Crusher, Buffalo Tremor. We're rocking them all, man. Excalibur. And I was about to break out Clydesdale, I believe. Stomper is here. Yeah, I believe. Let's scroll down past all the King's Crunches and the Crimson Crushers, Mopar Magics, Twister. Let's see, Liquidator. Stomper. I want to say Stomper's in here. Samson. Yeah, there's Stomper. Stomper's a very classic Louisville truck. Yep, Steve Dane. Oh no, yeah, yeah. Oh man, this is great. There's actually people in the chat like really talking up monster trucks. This is the best. Doesn't happen all the time. All right, I was about to break out Clydesdale though. Oh, Nightlife, man. Until I really scroll through it and say them out loud, it's hard to remember how many utter classics are in here. I know Stomper and Bigfoot are racing each other in the year 2025. Nightlife has been on some of those shows, the modern Nightlife. Is Jersey Outlaw here? I want to say yes. Yep, Jersey Outlaw. Two different versions, 89 and 90. Duraliner Giant. Oh yeah, it's I will say to Scotty, we got the folks who developed these in the chat right now. Beam Motorsports and Smash and Chuckle are the names you'll see pop up. They did all the work for these courses and these trucks, and it is fantastic. I'm actually going to be racing in or qualifying for a community league that they're starting coming this next week. Hold on, how do I get this game? I got great news for you. BeamNG is not that expensive on Steam, and then all of this, the trucks, the tracks, all of it is free on the Beam Motorsports website. So it is 100% worth looking into and getting set up, and it doesn't take long. And once you do, the controls are even like really well put together. First, I just bought it. Yo, hell yeah, let's go. Getting the mods in is super easy. How do I donate to the modders? Uh, Beam Motorsports, I know you're in the chat right now. Put it in there. Let my boy know. Let us know how we do it. All right, we got Clydesdale out here. Let's gotta do the brake gas check. Rear steer is functioning. Front steer is functioning. Get a look at that. I mean, come on. No donations. Sub to the YouTube channel. Ah, there you go. Their YouTube channel is great. They put on a whole show where they have their own racing leagues and stuff. I was just chatting it up before you came in. It looks like watching a show from the 80s or 90s. It looks exactly how it looked. All right, we got our course set up here. Let's line up and take a little run here. I know Adam NX67 is in the chat. He'll give us a time. He's got the stopwatch ready to go. All right. We're taking off. Here we go. I know I got to be careful with you get up on these turns because it's such a realistic simulator. It's real easy to high side, especially coming out of that turn. We're headed back in. Yeah, cleared them. You know that Louisville crowd would be going crazy when you clear them and the tires don't touch on the back end. Getting a little squirrely here. That's going to ruin us for our momentum coming in. There it is. Engine damage. Oh, Smash and Chuckle says I'm going the wrong way. You know, direction is a point of view, Anakin. That's right. We start not going over the cars at first. I got to start going the other. You're absolutely right. Shows what I know. Just going to inch over the cars and come back up on the line, and we'll go the right way this time around. Bobby Gilbert swapping over to Boogie Van from Bigfoot. A solid choice. And I know Scotty will enjoy knowing that in this game there's also newer monster trucks, like all the way up to present, but there's also like the old Vaughters trucks. So like Boogie Van, circa the Penda Point series, is in here. Bigfoot with the cantilever in the Penda series is in here. Snake Bite, Power Wheels, Bigfoot, all those are. It's a deep roster. So you get everything from like the TNT vibe, you get the early USHRA like Return of the Monster Trucks. That track is in here. You get all that. It's incredible. Yeah, running the CRD like the modern trucks on this track is really wild. Okay, we got a time of 40.39, but of course we were going the wrong way. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it the other way around here. All right, we're lined up now, and we're gonna take this run again with Clydesdale. See what we can do. Yes, Langley Speedway is on the mod list. Langley, I believe, is and the folks, the Beam folks who are in the chat can correct me. Is Langley where we're qualifying, or is there a different track for that? Is there a track I should be really practicing on for qualifying for the community clash? All right, here we go. Taking a run. Okay, yes, Langley is where we're qualifying. That was what I thought, and you know, again, an adult life of taking shots to the head. I always want to double check because I don't trust my own memory all the time. Oh yeah, aired it out. Liking that. Taking the back end up on the high side here. Okay, yeah, that was a good clean run. I'm happy with that. And didn't eat the wall at the end like Dennis. Didn't cut a random donut in the middle of my race like Alan Pezo and Predator back in the day. Yeah, we're talking deep monster truck lore. There will be a dilled up version for the event, but yes, it's the same track. Got it. We have 11 very different tracks that we're going to. Short course, long course, straight line, J-hook. Wow. I am going to get eaten alive by some of the folks who are much better at these games than I am. All right, I'm gonna limp my way back up to the starting line here, and then we're gonna go swap out. We're gonna go back into the roster and see some more of the trucks. Yeah, find out if Army Armstrong takes. I want Army Armstrong to be my ring announcer sometime. Okay, Clydesdale, this time we got a 34.99. That's we got a lot of time off on that. I knew it was a stronger run. If he does, I shit you not, I'll see what it would take for him to commentate. Oh, that would rule. That would be so sick. All right, and because Scotty's here, I'm gonna show him a little bit else of what's available. You see, there's all these like the base level chassis. These are the Beam Motorsports, the old school trucks. We've got the Dan Patrick's, which is just Samson at that time. The Fred Schaefer in-house is Barefoot and Rampage from the Penda era. Is Awesome Kong in here? So yes, certain versions of Awesome Kong. If you're looking for Awesome Kong 2 circa Return of the Monster Trucks, that is not yet in there. But there are some of the more beat up versions, as I like to think of it. We got early Gravediggers, we got Gary Porter, and let's see, down here we got the Vaughters with Boogie Van. We got some more PEI, more Dan Patrick's. We got the Team Bigfoot chassis from the Penda era with the snake bites, the Hogans, the Sting, Wildfoot, Bigfoot Cruiser, Bigfoot Power Wheels, and then of course we got the very modern the CRDs. This roster runs real deep. You see, there's 943 trucks within this one roster. There's so many that once I click it, it takes a minute to open. Turning the fan on my computer up a little higher just in case. And yeah, this roster, there's mega trucks, and then once I get past all of those, we get down into some of the more modern trucks, some modern takes on old trucks. That's right. Yeah. Okay, Bobby Gilbert's screaming out for Avenger. We're gonna throw an Avenger onto the Louisville course for one run. We'll do one run with a very modern truck, and we're gonna do Avenger just for Bobby. Yeah, there's some Black Stallion variants in here. I believe for Avenger we got to go back. We got to get to the other model here, the CRC chassis. And there's a million great variants of Avenger that we could pick. I think I'm going with World Finals 18 though. That's really one of my favorites. How do I add the mods to the game? So it's not that difficult, and it's also a pain. Uh, I won't be able to do it from memory, but I'm certain one of our buddies from the Beam crew who are in here right now could drop a link. There's a couple different YouTube videos that'll show you how to do it, and it literally takes like 2 minutes. Like it's so fast once the mods are downloaded to add them into the game. It happens so quick. And if they don't get it to you after my stream, I will hit you on Twitter and get you. I will get you the link for sure. All right, we're lined up here with Avenger. I think we're technically just a little past the starting line. Not that it really matters all that much per se with what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah, definitely joining the Beam Motorsports Discord. They've got all kinds of info there. All right, we are lined up. I know Adam NX67 still in the chat. We're gonna make this run and see what kind of damage I do on this course with a modern, a World Finals Monster Jam era monster truck. All right, and we're off. Wow, pulling that that front tire up. We're gonna really air it out here. Oof, oof. Settled it right down. Watch the wall. Yeah, these trucks do have a wider. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We got the wall. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. And that's a DNF. Total did not finish for Avenger there. We'll take it over the cars one more time. Air it out one more time just for the heck of it. Yeah, I think Base LaRocca should absolutely end up racing in the community clash. If I beat him, he's got to fly me out to West Coast Pro. We actually we got some of Base LaRocca's folks on Pro Wrestling Grind coming up in a few weeks here. Just announced. We've only announced one of them so far, but just announced is Johnny Robbie going one-on-one with Delmy Exo, and I'm very excited. Yep, yep. Yeah, big match John coming on out to Pro Wrestling Grind. Yep. Sorry, Levi. Levi's gonna have to work production on your BeamNG streams. Man, he's having such a great time in Japan. I'm so happy for him. We've been talking like every day, keeping up on what each other's up to. It's good. I feel like he and I are even because when I was in Japan, he kept up with me and was always reaching out. We Skyped a few times while I guess it wasn't Skype by then. They'd already shut down. We'd Zoomed a couple times. All right. So we are gonna go to a whole nother track now. And I'm kind of thinking, do we go with a modern day style track and throw one of the old school trucks in it? Do we go with another old school track? What are we feeling in the chat? Let me know. Let me know what we're all feeling because we got modern Monster Jam style courses. We got the old school. We got the Return of the Monster Trucks course from back in the day. And then I got like some of those weird beam tracks where you're just going off mega ramps and stuff. Let's see, we got Raleigh. Man, everything is in here. Yeah, honestly, we might have to do New Orleans. We might have to go with the old Return of the Monster Trucks course. I will say, I'm terrible at hooking up the pull sled, so I usually just work around that here. Let's go ahead and we'll spawn into New Orleans. I'm getting fake versions of New Orleans on every video game I play. Just yesterday I was in Epic Mickey, where instead of New Orleans Square like they have in Disneyland, they have a section called the Bog Easy because it's sort of swampy, but it's New Orleans Square. All right. And we got to swap for a truck that was actually there, I think, right? We got to go with a truck that was legitimately at that event. And I know we got the Beam folks hanging out in the chat. I mean, I know you've had calls for some of these already. People begging you for new trucks, and I'm sure you're working on plenty. But Michigan Ice Monster, Monster Vet, Rolling Thunder, and of course that Awesome Kong 2 OG variant there with I believe it had the 76-inch tires. Those would be sick. But I get it. I get it. It's a lot of work. Oh, that's right. Adam NX67 has been calling for Casper forever. And I totally agree. We have the bodies. Okay, so there's it's happening. It's happening slowly. Base LaRocca says the white truck. Wait, the white truck? Which one? One of these? Maui Monster or Madman? Oh, Casper. Casper, yes. Casper was a white truck, but was also a white 57 Chevy for a period. So it was a 57 Chevy Bel Air, if I recall. Um, let's see. If we're looking for a truck that was legit at this event, there's only so many choices. I think Bigfoot and USA 1 are our only picks here. So we're going with OG USA 1 here. There he is. Look at that. Everett Jasmer's original. It just feels right in this venue, cruising around slowly. Look at that. Yep, Goliath is in there with the dual engines. Absolutely beautiful truck. This one, the way this one turned out, I my hat is off to you guys. I mean, all of them are fantastic, but this version of USA 1 is so iconic. All right, and again, I'm doing this without the pull sled just for sake of ease here. Doing the pull sled is always such a pain for me. All right, we're gonna take off, and we're just doing a practice run on this one. But essentially, and that's with the foot to the floor. You've got the pull sled past that first marker. They detach you. Then we got the crossover. I love that you guys have the dirt track showing where the crossover should happen here. Up the very steep hill. Whoa. And then the cars with no ramps. Uh, oh no, oh no, I'm stuck. And this happened a lot on that old VHS where they got stuck like that. Up and over. Love that the cars are just rust buckets. They're not painted solid like the rows at Monster Jam. Then we're through the mud and the last set of cars. God, it's my childhood. This is literally 2-year-old Perry watching this and losing his mind over it. All right, I believe the other end is our starting line, right? No, I guess that's the finish line up there. I am going to take us through the mud bog, because why wouldn't I? Came all this way. Solid run of 38.68 seconds. You know, honestly, like going back and watching Return of the Monster Trucks, because you can see it on YouTube in its entirety. Like that wouldn't have been a terrible time. All right, we're lined up and we're going to take it through the mud bog here. Wow. The way it behaves like an old school mud bog where you're really kind of like fighting the mud instead of just skimming over the top. All of this. The best. We qualified for the event. We only ran over the hill onward because the sleds were a pain to reset. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, honestly, they look like a pain to coordinate in real life, and that's infinitely easier than the way they had, you know, the way you have to do it in the game. Cross the finish line, 9.03 seconds through the mud. Adam NX67 is killing it with getting us our times here. This rules. All right, we are gonna back on up. Just smash into the thing. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna call this close enough, and I'm gonna take another run. I'm looking forward to finding out what different tracks end up happening in the creator or the community clash. I keep wanting to say creator clash, but this isn't YouTubers boxing. It's Beam Monsters. Come on. Let's just see what happens if I just ram this. Hey, actually not bad. And classic USA 1 wound up on the hood. Ah, jeez. You have to tab to them, reset them, and since I was recording, I had to hook the chains to the sled Ugh, that's a lot of work. I'm gonna limp across the line, even though it was definitely a DNF. Oh yeah, and it's worth the effort. I mean, the fact that the pull sleds actually function is incredible. All right. And I'm going to drop in a fresh old school truck here. I saw a bunch of names dropped earlier, but I don't remember what any of them were. Who do we want to see? Anyone have any requests from the old school, the Beam monsters for this? We got All American AMPM Rocket. Someone was mentioning Goliath earlier. We could definitely throw Goliath in there. We got Barely Tame. We might have to do a run with Goliath. Okay, yeah, Adamant X67 shouting for Goliath, and who could blame him? And I mean, the brown Goliath is great, but the 86, the blue Goliath is iconic. I am lucky enough to have seen it a couple times in person at the International Monster Truck Hall of Fame and Museum. Super. The first time I went to that museum is so weird. Because I knew what it was and I kind of knew what was there, but until you actually see trucks that you assume didn't exist anymore, that are from your childhood, some 30 something years ago, you really don't know what you're in for. It was a wild experience. All right, the latest update, something slipped through and oh, engines are broken on the dual engines. Oh, that's a shame. Oh yeah, I can see the little imprint that there's something not working on it. Well, it'll get there. You guys are always fixing stuff up and having new stuff. Okay, there's going to be. Oh, can send me some of the pictures of the tracks. Yeah, please. I'd love to see. I'm really excited. All right, we're gonna take off. We're gonna give Goliath. Uh-oh. Oh wow, the engines are broken. I'm putting it to the floor and we got nothing. Well, it was nice to have him there. Well, you know what? I will at the very least let's bring it around, get a nice look at him. He's looks so nice. Yep. Oh, the Base Rock got it working. He's in. He's in. All right, we're gonna hop out. We're gonna pick a different one here. On one episode of Battle of the Monster Trucks, it was four different trucks: Lethal Weapon, Showtime, Lil Barefoot, and Goliath. I think now Little Barefoot is not in here, but there are different Barefoot variations that are pretty similar. The Barefoot 88 is not too far off because it has the extra big tires that look so goofy on Lil Barefoot. Um, for me though, I love the Barefoot Racer, just such a cool look. I also got to see Barefoot Racer at the International Monster Truck Hall of Fame and Museum. Another truck that I was certain I would never see in person. Um, all right, so if the dual engines is crashed out, we gotta grab a different truck here. Um, and I'm kind of leaning toward First Blood 86 because it would have been era appropriate. He didn't race at that event, but it was very era appropriate. Barbarian, yeah. All right, I see the thing on here that says he's broken as well. But we're gonna come around and get a look at him. I wonder why I'm getting the broken thing on everything there. No something. Huh. The Beam folks are in the chat. They'll tell me if do I have to re-download my mods? Am I out of date? All right, and we're off. We're gonna pretend to unhook the sled and continue on. Whoa, slid into that turn a bit heavy there. That's all right. There we go. Scotty, do you have controller hooked up? I have one of those USB and I had to go set up my controls so that it played similar to how the Monster Jam games play. So there was a little bit of setup. Oh, okay. Keyboard. So once you're in, I can actually show you on mine. If you come on up to the top here, once you've picked your guys and everything, you got your vehicle dropped in. You can come to options up in the top menu and then controls, and you should be able to, I believe it'll just be in vehicle. You should be able to look, and I believe it's just the up button, but that should get you. Got to get a wheel in the hole effect from Kramer Cam. Oh man, so yeah, so I will say to Scotty, what Beam Motorsports is talking about there, and I've seen a little bit of this on YouTube, and it's wild. Is there are some folks who have not just set up a wheel and brakes and pedals and all that stuff, but there are some folks who have, no joke, set up like their VR headset so that they can come around and like it's like you're in the cab. It's crazy. And I may do that one day. Hit 8 on my keyboard. Uh-oh. Whoa. Is that what I'm doing? Am I showing off the incredibly detailed transmission and everything? Oh, the numbers on top. Okay, let's try. Oh, Kramer cam. Huh. That's right, because you got to lean out the thing. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna race with the Kramer cam. Let's see the look when you had to lean out the window back in the day. Oh, this is crazy, you guys. This is terrifying in its way. This looks like when they had the first person camera showing how this track worked on the old VHS with the Bigfoot shuttle. And was it Claude Akins taking the or Jan Gabriel taking the ride with Bob Chandler? Hey, I'm actually not bad when I put it in this view. Okay, now how do I hop back to my regular view? Jim at the open house and told and showed him that. Oh, that's awesome. Ah, one does seem to do it. There we go. Look at that. Or C. It is so good to have the Beam folks here so they can actually tell me all the things that I've never taken advantage of in this game. Like, I know that I've definitely only scratched the surface. An excellent run for first blood, putting it in 29 seconds, which again, I know I'm technically doing it without hooking up the pole sled, but still. I have a bunch of different views on those numbers. Is that right? Well, let's take a look. So this is our 1. This is our 2 and the driver. Oh, that's cool. With the modern trucks using like the VR set, I can see that being awesome. That 3 is the hood. 4 is, oh, what do we got here? Is this like, does it just follow me how it thinks it should? Oh, that's cool. I feel like it's going to be hard to drive with that, but I'm digging it. 5, okay, 5's back on the hood. We got the chase down low, top down, Kramer cam, and back to orbit. Okay, I'm going back to this one and just seeing what it's like. 4 is like a TV camera. Okay. Oh, that looks so cool. Yo, what? Oh, this is awesome. Oh. How did I get along playing this game without the folks who helped do all the modding work on it just coming and hanging out? Like how did I ever get by? What have I been doing with my life? Oh, I said the magic word. Yeah, say their name and they appear. I believe in Beam Motorsports. A little bit of a stoppy there. A 3-second penalty for cutting the course. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Hit Shift R to reset the cars. No way. What? So it does. Well, well, well. Are you do you have it fired up and you're playing it at the same time, Scott? Uh-oh. Uh. That was not uncommon for that track, the coming off the side of the thing. I'm going to class tonight. No, the West Coast kids are on on their own. That's fine. I'm sure Vinny or whoever's running class has it all under control. This is why you hired competent people so that you wouldn't always have to be there. See, it was a strategic move so that you could play Beam monster trucks. Not sure what kind of truck it was, but I remember. Oh, the toy. Yes. If I recall correctly, the toy was also a little bitty Toyota. I actually made a 3D printed 1/64th replica of the toy as well. I want to put the hitch on the truck. You can equip it in the vehicle. Okay, we're gonna do the hitch one time. I'm gonna back up nice and close. Uh, uh, Come on. Find my stopping point. Yes, four-wheel crazy. Truck doesn't have the hitch on it. Can I add the hitch? I should be able to do that in vehicle config, right? Can I add a hitch to him? He should be able to have one. Hmm. Maybe not. Well, to a different vehicle it is. I was going to say I know I've done it with Goliath in the past, but that doesn't really help us here, does it? currently currently on the shelf. Mechanical issues for Goliath. Let's find Samson. Let's break out old school Samson. Drop down. Oh, okay. Drop down from the parts. Got it. All right. I'm gonna line this guy up first real quick because I know that if you're not lined up, the thing won't quite reach, and that can be a big pain. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Vehicle config, parts, safety equipment. No, no. This. Aha. Yes. Pull hitch. Pulling hitch. That's what we needed. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. All right. L to hook it up. That's right. It's L gives us like the nodes, right? Yeah, there they are. And now I just gotta manage to click the thing. Control to lift the hook. Oh, yeah, that's right. And then it's L to hook them. Ah, come on. Work with me here. Got to get that side angle. It is a bit of a pain. Might have to zoom. Yeah, you could be right. How do I zoom in? See, this is where I'm like I'm still such a novice at this game. How the hedges? Okay. I know there's a zoom in, and I don't remember how. Shift C, move the camera. All right. We're gonna do it. We're gonna hook this up. Middle click to couple both. That didn't help. It lied to me. I might need a better angle here. There we go. Okay, yeah, let's get this over here where I can see it better. Now we can come up here. It was right there. This is why I've not done this on stream before. Hit Shift C. Hey, back up, back up. Well, not through the sled, come on. Keep it together, guy. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, I might be, I might be out of luck on getting this to work. I know with the shorter trucks it's easier. This is a very tall truck. Let's see, I wonder if I remember I got this to work before by bringing it like way back. And then the L sort of did it. Oh, it's so close. It wants to work. Yeah, the node grabbing is the biggest pain. Oh, no, not you. You think I'm giving up on it? We've given it a fair shake. We gotta do a little cruising around here, and then maybe we'll go try another track. I want to know from the Beam guys, what's your favorite track that you've made? That's in from the site, because I think I have all of them, and if I don't have all of them, I've got nearly all of them. We'll take it right into the mud pit. Half into the mud pit anyway. There we go. It's also a black truck and blood, sweat, and gears. I'm not sure which one it was. Yeah, I'm not sure which one was in Arrowhead or Orange Bowl. You can try one of those next. Why not? The oil X figure eight. Yeah, the figure eight, when you guys released the figure eight, that was really exciting. I mean, honestly, I think that figure eight is the whole reason that Base LaRocca was in the chat today. He and I were actually both just saying on Twitter the other day how like iconic those races were. Yep, yep, confirmed. All right, yeah, let's follow our free roam and let's find another one of these classic tracks. Arrowhead was one that was dropped, so let's yeah. Oh yeah, this does look hard. There's a bunch of these that I have that I've not even really tried out. Is that a Datsun? For a second I thought that was, oh man, see, I'm not joking. If I had access, I would have gone into the monster truck stuff instead of wrestling. Uh, oh, you have a Datsun 510? Okay. See, when I saw this, I thought it was my truck. I've got the VW, the 81 VW Rabbit pickup. Which, by the way, for the guys at Beam Monsters, I don't know if the Rabbit pickup exists in the Beam world yet, but if you can throw one of those on a monster truck chassis for me one day, I would be it would be greatly appreciated. No way, you learned how to drive on a Rabbit pickup? Yo, that rules. What a small world. I got mine a couple years ago. Right now, it's currently in the middle of a little bit of a crisis. It's not running at the moment. I mean, it is running, but not reliably. So I'm gonna be taking it into the shop nearby. Yeah, I mean, they're all at that age, right? Whenever I tell people it's an 81 and they all say, "Wow, what an old truck." I can't help but think like, "Oh, it's only a couple years older than I am." All right, let's see. Of the old-timey trucks here, who do we want? We could be Mike Vaughters and Black Stallion. We could break out one of these Bigfoots. Big feet, Big's foot. Hmm. Well, we'll workshop that. Got a whole bunch of Duraliner Giants. We got the old Excalibur. That one is a classic. Oh, which has been my favorite track. I gotta tell you, it's definitely the figure eight. The figure eight and the Return of the Monster Trucks, New Orleans. Return of the Monster Trucks was again. I can't stress enough. That was my entry point to monster trucks. I'll tell the story while I pick a vehicle here. Let's go with the OG, one of the OG King Kong looks here. Love this version of King Kong. Um, yeah, they are old. And boy, young people love to let you know that. um, Tough tracks where wild hair crashed into the wall and War of the Monster Trucks ruined my life. Um, yeah, for me, Return of the Monster Trucks was very important to me because specifically, so I was a little kid. I was literally 2 years old when the other kid who was my age at my babysitter's showed up with the VHS tape that his parents had recorded off of I think it was HBO or something that it was on. That was Return of the Monster Trucks. Okay, I see a few spots here that could be the start and finish line. I'm assuming that's our starting line, yeah? Bigfoot, King of the Monster Trucks, and Bigfoot in action. Those, oh man, I had King of the Monster Trucks. Is this our start line to my folks from Beam? This is our start line right here, right? I got to figure out why so many of my Beam trucks white line past the roller. Okay, so it's on the other side. Got it. I got to figure out why my Beam trucks have this no something stamped on them. Not sure what's gone on there. Other way. So I got to turn around. I got to come back around this way. Gotcha. Oh, okay. There'll be an update coming soon. Got it. Yeah, the way that you guys like I can't stress enough how impressive it is. It's so cool to have some of the folks who worked on this here because when I've streamed this in the past, I have gone on such a tangent and such a rant about like how incredible the work is here, the level of fandom required to make all this for free is insane. And really, it's something you should all be very proud of. All right, so this is the full loop, right? I got to come all the way back and then go over the cars. Finish lines on the other side, I believe. I don't know if I believe Adam NX67 is still in the chat. Base LaRock with another question on Beam, please, please. I'm gonna take this run while it gets typed into the chat. All right, here we go. Slow takeoff because this is an OG truck, and this is foot to the floor. Yeah, this is some. This is definitely some War of the Monster Trucks style run here. This is about the speed for that. Makes it real easy to line up my approaches though. Just lumbering over the obstacles and through the turns. Right. Yeah, I like this course. This is great. It might just be because I'm in like one of the slower trucks. Well, I'm glad because I got to tell you, I straight up had to. So my dad is not a monster truck guy at all, but he was along for the ride of my love of it as a kid, and he's now in his mid 70s, and I definitely took a whole bunch of stills from in the game with what you've all created here of the old school trucks and showed it to him, and he just couldn't believe it and was sort of saying like, "I'm so glad this didn't exist when you were a kid." Because it's all you would have done. He's totally right. Slow but solid run for the OG King Kong, 55.71. All right, hang on. Let's see here. MGM Fan 22's FPS Crush Car Packs. I can't access. Okay. Anything from BeamMonsters.com I can't access. Oh, interesting. Um, so you sh I believe you have to make a forum account on their page to access that stuff, and it should be easy enough to get because I was able to download everything there. Uh, but I believe you just have to create a free forum account and everything becomes accessible there. It's a great resource and there's all kinds of stuff to download there. They've got pull sleds and all kinds. Oh, it's a 500 error. Yeah, it might just be that their site is not working currently. When it does come back to life, though, it's great. I know that's not terribly helpful right now. All right, I'm going to back up so that this is roughly where we need to start, and then we'll go find a slightly faster track. You know what? Let's take one of the CRDs on this track and see what happens, because this is a track that requires finesse, and the CRD, the modern trucks, are not really finesse vehicles. That's something I really love about the old school trucks. Um, is they don't have the lock differentials that the new trucks have. So like you can take very, very tight, slow turns in them and really line up. It's a lot of precision. Yeah, let's should we try a mega truck on this maybe? That's hard to I don't want to you know what? We're only doing one modern vehicle run. I don't want to waste it on a mega truck. They've played around with it before a little bit. Yeah, let's grab a modern truck. Let's get deep in the stack here. You know, I mentioned it earlier. I'm going to find him now. Where is identity theft? There we go. We're going to bring identity theft out and let it have a run. I'm almost through my iced coffee. 10 p.m. Again, I need it. That caffeine is going to be the only thing that gets me down into the gym after this. All right. We are lined up and ready to go. This is definitely going to be a faster run, but it's going to be pure chaos. I'm sure of it. All right, here we go. Yeah, the turns are a little difficult for the modern trucks because they don't take turns that tightly. And there's the finish line. I kept that under pretty good control considering. Let's see, which end of this track is more open? There we go. Wanted to get the donuts running. 32.76 for identity theft. All right, Base Rock. Thanks for hopping in, bud. I'm glad I could ruin your life by getting you into this stuff. And yeah, we'll chat on Twitter. We'll keep nerding out on monster truck stuff. Happy to have had you, bud. Oh, and gift and subs on the way out the door. What a mensch. What a guy. For those that don't know, if the context wasn't fully there, Base LaRocca created and runs West Coast Pro out in California with my dearest of friends in pro wrestling, Levi Shapiro, as their essentially their head of production at this point, and a common a common talent on the shows there. He's also a trainer in their school. So while Base LaRocca and I have never met in person, we were fast friends for that reason. And the way he takes care of his folks from his promotion is beyond commendable. Getting some of the students and some of the kids their first shots to go to Japan for Noah and Marvelous, and building some incredible relationships there. Yeah, just a heck of a dude, and also, as you could all tell from his time in the chat here, a fellow nerd for old school monster trucks, and you know how can you not love somebody like that? All right, while we're on this course, let's go ahead. I heard Bigfoot 4 get called out as a request, so let's go ahead and let's pull up Bigfoot 4. Yep, when you find the nerds that are in your crew, boy, you got to hang on to them because if you're I mean the very nature of being a nerd is that your interests are niche, and so finding someone who's part of that world into that stuff, few and far between. He and I have had some good conversations about old school monster truck toys as well. I believe he still has a fair number of the old Tough Tracks toys. They're either the Galoob AAA battery powered four-wheel drive, roughly 1/24th scale trucks, or he has the micro machines from the same era. Both series are so hard to find now, and they're incredible. He's offered in the past to ship them to me so that I could 3D scan them to make my own, because I'm never gonna buy replicas. It's expensive. So I may do that. Beam Motorsports are old school monster nerds. Oh, absolutely. You guys are monster nerds to the extreme, and it's why I fell in so quick to what you all do. Um, yeah, sometime I'll have to send you all some pictures of some of the creations I've done of, gosh, I don't think I have any around. 3D printed replicas of old school monster trucks that are all, the classic Matchbox Superchargers style and scale. I don't have any handy, but toy making is my big thing. So being able to make some of those has been really awesome. Oh, Bigfoot 7 Roadhouse is what Adam NX67 says. I got to see that in person with the 10-foot tires on it down in Florida just about a year and a half ago. I will show you though, because I keep it nearby. This is the Hasbro WWF style half human, half monster. Excuse me, monster truck. Perry Von Vicious sort of crossed with Bigfoot. Part of it's getting green screened out because he has a green championship belt hanging over his shoulder. But yeah, the old school toy making, and I do take commissions if there are specific toys that you need in your collection that never existed. All right, let's get the Bigfoot 7 Roadhouse up here. There he is. Ah, with no writing on it and everything. I love that. So cool. But yeah, that truck now has been lifted, put on the 10-foot tires to resemble Bigfoot 5, and lives at the Fun Spot USA down in Orlando, Florida. And I got my picture with it while I was down there because I had to. You know, it's living the gimmick, baby. Living the gimmick. What time are we looking at? All right, yeah, we're gonna go for probably another 15 or 20, give or take, because I gotta make sure I get in the gym tonight. Let's see. Nicobene says the entire TMNT and Homestar collection, please and thanks. I do have most of those on hand, so I could definitely scan and print. Oh, Smash and Chuckle has started doing some 3D printing. I have two resin printers. I have they're both I have two filament printers that are Creality Ender 3s, and I have a Mars and a Saturn resin printers. So I've got four down in the basement that I use for different things. I tend to print my monster truck chassis on the filament printer because I can print the axle already inside the chassis, all as one piece. So it literally comes off my printer rolling. It's getting high earlier, swapping out my alcohol. I've not had the getting high issue when I've had to do that, but I have had big, heavy like 3D print days where I did a lot of toy making, and I got a little bit sick. The alcohol vapor dries out your throat real bad. All right, so we got Bigfoot 7 from Roadhouse lined up and ready to go for a run. I know Adam NX67's getting ready to. Oh, we did it. Thanks for the support. 11 out of. Oh, we got a hype train going. See, I wasn't even looking that carefully at what was going on. Cool. I like the cool little banners popping up. All right, all right. We're gonna take this run with Bigfoot 7 from Roadhouse, the Terry Funk Dusty Roads classic. All right, here we go. Whoa, a little bit of a rocky start there, but that's all right. That's all right. That's not gonna stop a Bigfoot truck. Whoa, whoa, yeah. These trucks that have a little more oomph behind them are a little bit harder to control on this track. This is, as I said earlier, this is a track that requires finesse. And I'm not really giving it its due here. We're bouncing like the old Rambo trucks used to. Oh, 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 running out of the track. I'm gonna reline up. Avoid the time penalty, although slowing down doesn't help either. All right, let's see if we can't just air it out at the end here. Barely across the finish line. Oh, already printed the chassis I'm playing right now. Really? That's very cool. Um, my chassis designs. So because I'm printing in 1/64th scale, and I'm as old and dorky a nerd as possible. I did my own chassis replica design fully in Tinkercad of the old Matchbox Supercharger chassis. I'm going to be doing some design work with some of that pretty soon on the stream here. I'll be sure to let you know when I do. 49.3, definitely a Terry Funk run. The way he's bouncing around kind of looks like how Terry Funk sells, huh? I'll tell you who's in their Terry Funk era right now is old Uncle Rippa. Rip Bison really working a lot like Terry Funk these days. Once you hear it, you can't unsee it when you watch him in the ring. Yeah, I've done a little bit of design work on the streams in the past. Um, If I had a browser open right now, I'd show you. In fact, hang on, I might just pull something up and show you a little of what I've done. Yeah, let's see here. Trying to think where I would look first for it. Yeah, we are. We're gonna pull up a couple quick picks here. Should only take but a minute here. And we're gonna show a little bit of some of my toy making. Yeah, that'll do. That picture will work. Yeah, that's what we need. All right. Bringing it onto the screen now. So this is from my Instagram. You can see this was Perry's dream car, designed at the height of the Barbie movie, and it's basically my replica of the old supercharger chassis, but with a sort of a convertible with me driving it. And let's see, I know there's a few others. Yeah, I got this classic one that had, and then one I had a play set that I made that came with a few different some crush cars and came in a few different color options. There were color waves to this one with me hanging out the window. Should do one with my VW truck. So I do have a shirt design that is my VW truck as a monster truck that my wife drew. It's gorgeous. In fact, I can probably pull that up as well. Um, for now, let me hop us back over. Yeah, you can see a little bit of my work in the workshop, painting the parts up, all the chassis printed, the crush cars printed. Little bit of behind the scenes stuff there. I'll throw Beam back on the screen for a sec, and I'm pretty sure I should be able to pull up the design of the VW truck T-shirt. That is one I'm particularly proud of. It's really good. Should only take me a second to find it here. I promise it's worth the wait. It's a fairly new design too. Um, it's been really popular. There it is. That's what we're after. All right, and I'm gonna pop that back up onto the screen. That's the VW human monster truck shirt. Yeah, my wife was kind enough to draw that for me, and I think it came out great. Really happy with how that came out. And that is available for purchase online if anyone sees it and really wants one for themselves. There is a link in my link tree on all my socials. Yeah, that's true. Nickabeans has seen it in person. Cody, who's in the chat, has seen it in person. They've been at the shows. Really proud of it. All right, we're picking a fresh truck to throw down on the track here. Wow, I hadn't noticed. Okay, the tow truck design is really sick. I know that's from the Retro Revolution series, I believe. That's a slick looking truck. All right, but as long as we're on this track, I want to go because this track feels. Let's see, this track feels like I want a truck that's fast, but not too fast and not too bouncy. So let's see. If anyone in the chat has a recommendation for one of these, I am happy to hear it. I'm leaning maybe Nightmare 2 would be a good one for this. Nightlife 2. Let's go Nightlife for now. Yeah, Adam NX67, I think in the same way. I think in Nightlife. All right. And lined up right from the get-go. We're gonna spin it around, get a look at that. Really nice design. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, my folks from Beam who are in here, you all have done such a great. It's everything you've done here is such a love letter to this era of monster trucks. It's really just the best, just the best. That's right, fellow Nebraska boy to Adam NX67. Adam and his dad do drag racing, and you can check them out on his YouTube channel. He posts some great videos of their work. All right, here we go. Yeah, see, this feels like fast enough to put down a good time, slow enough to keep under control. You might go into one of the weird camera angles for the next run. Do the TV style, or maybe the Kramer cam. Engine damage, yeah, no kidding. And there we go, cross that finish line. I'm going to bring us back up. This time, let's line up in the other lane. We haven't done anything in this other lane. We've been sticking to the one side, like I've done anything to earn lane choice. That's a pretty good lineup. Let's see. We got what's our TV angle? Is it 4? Yeah, 4 is the cool TV angle. Let's get cinematic on this run, huh? Have a little more iced coffee first. Live a little. Oh, look at this. This really does give me a great view of these trucks. I mean, hats off on this work. This looks fantastic. Look at all the details. Calipers on the old disc brake system. Those stretched out leaf springs, straining for their life because they've been lifted so high. Dave Wyzorek shows why he's considered one of the better privateer drivers with a 38.6. Hell of a run. All right, we're lined up. We're ready to go. Once it cuts to a different view, here we go. We're going to take off. There we go. Trying to keep it in line with the track here. These angles are awesome. Hard to do the driving from these angles, but it looks so cool. All right, taking that turn, little tight. Oh, almost nicked the can. And airing it out at the end. Heck of a run. Oh, so cool. Yeah. This is one of those games where it's so relaxing to me because I'm not. Yeah, 43.7 for having the weird camera angle to work on. Not bad. Not too bad. Yeah, this is one of those games that's just really like relaxing for me because it's not like Epic Mickey I'm like fighting for my life trying to do stuff. Cuphead I'm struggling because it's a hard game. In this, it's really just I'm here to just cruise around in the monster trucks from my childhood, on the tracks from my childhood, pretending that maybe I used to have a similar game when I was a kid. Yeah, these old trucks really can't get a donut going. But driven slowly, they can take a very tight turn. Oh, he liked racing with his head out the window for Nightlife 2 to line up the cars. Couldn't do it with Nightlife 3. Oh, but this is Nightlife 2. So we can probably go to Kramer Cam for a run on this and see how we do. It is kind of interesting how, like, the Kramer Cam view really works the way it was supposed to. I feel like you get such a great view of what you're doing. Like, when I did a Kramer Cam run earlier, it really worked. All right, we're lined up. Let's Kramer Cam for the non deep seated monster truck nerds in the chat. Named after Jim Kramer, the probably the most famous driver of Bigfoot, maybe the most, apart from Dennis Anderson, probably the most famous monster truck driver of all time. And there's an argument that he's more famous than Dennis Anderson, but that's he's kind of got to split his fame with Bob Chandler for being the owner builder of Bigfoot, whereas Dennis Anderson can claim both for Gravedigger. All right, we got our view. We're head out the window, just like the Perry toy. So let's give it a run. Let's see what kind of run we do with this. It's incredible how kind of like really well this does work. That really does look good. I felt like I had really good. Maybe when I do the racing, I'm gonna have to run like that, huh? Maybe when I'm actually racing for the Beam folks, I might have to use Kramer Cam for my view. 41.96. Is that the fastest run I've done with him? You know what we're gonna head back to Langley for just a couple more runs since that's gonna be 38.6 was the fastest with Nightlife. Okay, it was still not a bad run. We're gonna head back to Langley because that is where the qualifying will take place for the community clash. So I got to get some practice runs in. Now, I won't give away everything about the Perry Von Vicious old school monster truck that the fine folks over at Beam Motorsports have made for me, but I will say I'm going to pick a truck that I feel it closely resembles from just the little test images I've been sent, and we'll run with that just to kind of get a feel. And then we're gonna call it a stream because I'm gonna have to hit the old weights pretty soon. We're rolling right up on the end of my time, so all right, Beam Motors, and we're gonna look for, I believe just showing off was looking fairly similar. Not exact, but fairly similar. Smash and Chuckle killed the skin for sure. Flags, all the flags on the truck. Yeah, Smash and Chuckle has done incredible work on all of these. The skin for the Perry truck looks so cool, and everything else, the chassis and everything. Because again, I've been sent by the fine by all you fine folks. I've been sent some test images, some early sort of previews, and I am loving the way it looks. Pablo Huffaker and just showing off. Getting lined up. Let's get that camera. I am gonna try one with the Kramer Cram after this to see if it really is, because it feels a little bit easier to race with that. But let's compare the times. Let's see how we do. We're lined up. We're ready to go, and we're off. Come on, line it up again. They were both in the air. I don't know. I don't know. That might be a penalty on the landing there. I've got the folks from Beam Motorsports here. They know the exact rules for the upcoming races. If I had both on the ramp on takeoff, is that close enough? Or do they still got to be there if I land before the finish line? Good look here. I'm going to wait and see if Adam NX67 has a time because I want to compare how I did with that view versus Kramer Cam because I gotta have a game plan going into Creator Clash. I gotta know, am I running Kramer Cam the whole time? Am I sticking with my orbit? What are we doing? 11.47 seconds. All right, so we're gonna pop to the old Kramer Cam and let's see how we do now. All right, and we're off. Actually, think that was a much better run. Yeah, this Kramer Cam is really, really something. There you go, stuck on that wall. Don't want to do that again. .48. Wow, almost the exact same time. Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna see. Let's go with our cinematic view, if you will. Look at. Honestly, I know I've said it a lot. I'm blown away by the mods. They're all incredible. It's like a time machine. All right, but we are lined up. So we're gonna do a run on this view, just because I think it looks pretty. All right, here we go. Ooh, rough, rough run there. Hey, but a decent recovery. I'll be interested to see what the time looked like with this the cinematic view. I'm into this view. We're gonna line it up. Oh, a 10.93. Okay, so technically a little bit faster with the cinematic view. Interesting. Pushing right up on time here. We're gonna get one last vehicle down here. If anyone has any requests for a final vehicle on this track before we call it a stream for the day, let me know who you like. There's a lot of choices here. We've had some Bigfoots, we've had some Clydesdales, we've had Goliath, who's kind of not working at the moment. You could go like Master Disaster. Pick a pink one, is what I'm hearing from Nickabeans. We were Clydesdale already, but I believe there's other pink ones. Let's see. Wild Hair's got some pink mixed in. I always loved that old Wild Hair. Wild Hair is going to be a soft maybe. Let's see. Other than Clydesdale, what do we have for pink? Let's see. There's always a little pink on Invader. Clydesdale is sort of the classic example of pink. We could do Big Dummy 3. A lot of pink on that one. Let's see. I'm seeing for a call for Buffalo. Nickabeans made the first call, so let's see. I think we only had a few good options for pink. Oh, we got from the Retro Revolution crew. We got Feline Fury. Look at that thing. Okay, Big Dummy 3 is what I'm seeing. All right, and hard to disagree. If you get the chance, look up Big Dummy 3 sometime on Google image search. It has scissor lifts worked into it, so like the whole body raises up off the chassis. It's crazy looking. One of those things that you really only saw in early monster trucks because while the trucks were raced like this, they were also very much show and shine vehicles. They were used for, you pull it up somewhere, you park it in a funky position, and you sort of show it off like a cruise night. All right, let's whip the camera around here, get a view of Big Dummy 3. Now there's a view. That setting sun with the truck lined up. Come on. The sun setting behind the audience, so it's just getting cool after being at the speedway all day. He dummy thick. You got the Kramer cam. Should we do it? We'll run him in cinematic. He deserves it. Look at this. We'll let the camera pan around and get a good look at him. Look at the details. Seriously, I'm never going to get over saying it. It's incredible. Just absolutely gorgeous. All right, we're doing it. We're taking off. Here we go. Last run of the stream, and then we're gonna call it. And I'm gonna have to hit the gym. I got shoulders and abs tonight. It's my longest workout. Here we go. Up and over that first hill, nice and controlled. Both tires on that first jump, real nice. A little crooked going into the finish and on the roof. Cinematic masterpiece. I'm going to take one last run because we got it a little wonky there. All right, we'll put it in Kramer cam for the lineup. I didn't technically get both tires. 15.22 with the penalties, not bad. But here we go. We're going to jump back to cinematic mode here. And let's just see what we can get away with. Up and over. Nice out of the gate. Okay, the lineup is not looking bad. That was both tires on the takeoff, but a rough finish. Oh, crunch. Some real devastation on our boy here. Blown tires, all cracked up. You know what? I can't think of a better way to leave the stream than on that view right there. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thanks to Base LaRocca for popping in for the first time. Thanks for the folks for Beam Motorsports for coming in and hanging out. Thank you to our track official, Adam NX67, getting us times, as we see in the chat right now, 11.72 after that both tires did hit the cars. Much appreciated. Thanks to Nickabeans for hopping in, Rye hopping in. I will see a lot of you on Sunday at RPM Fest when I go one-on-one with Jay Freddy, title versus title. Jay Freddy, the current RPM Fest Best of the Fest champion, going one-on-one against me, the Pro Wrestling Grind Grand Champion. Winner gets both championships. This could mean that I walk out Sunday, Perry 3 belts, being the Grind Grand Champion, the Blitzkrieg Pro Jensen Champion, and the RPM Fest Best of the Fest Champion. Let's cross our fingers, hope for a big day on Sunday. I may be back on with another stream tomorrow. I've got a lot of toy making I need to do. I might be down in the workshop, might be in Tinkercad. A lot of projects up in the air. Uh, might have to bail on all of it altogether, depending on how busy life gets. But for now, thank you all so much for hanging out, and I will see you all again very soon.